Greetings of peace, love, and light, and welcome to Divine Sun Rays, where we inspire you to discover your multidimensional self. I'm your host, Robin Ringgold, and my special guest today is Kristen Davies. And Kristen is from Intuitive Angel Messages. She has a Facebook group. She's a native of Canada, and during her mid-20s, she had health issues that led her to seek out people that spoke with angels so that she could get more information. And this in turn led to an encounter with her guardian angel. And this kind of started her on her path of spirituality and channeling. So her sole goal and focus is to be a support for others. So because she didn't have that type of support system when she was going through this. So Kristen and Randy Brumley started the Facebook group Intuitive Angel Messages, where they provide channelings, messages, and private one-on-one sessions and inspirational material. So welcome, Kristen.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this all started for me in my mid-20s. I often tell people that I didn't hear anything. I didn't know anything. I wasn't religious. I was a little spiritual, and my health issues with ulcerative colitis led me on this path. And then, of course, one day, you know, in sorrowful tears, my guardian angel opened up, and she passed right through my body, out the back of me. I didn't even know exactly what that was. I went from sorrow to bliss within seconds, filled with love. And I realized in that moment that I knew I wasn't alone. And that is what led me on this path. That and the health issues, and then seeking answers because the doctors were running out of answers for me.
Wow, wow. So how did you know that it was your guardian angel?
In the beginning, I didn't know. I had no idea, but I said to myself, what type of being would present themselves, pass through my body, and change my emotional state that drastically within seconds? And then it dawned on me that it had to have been my angel, which it felt right. And then later on, you know, walking through Costco, there was a deck of angel cards by Doreen Virtue, which I purchased. And then I began that journey of using the angel cards, which I highly suggest in order to connect with your divine team. And I didn't hear them right away. I didn't, you know, my top two clairs were clairsentience and feeling intuition, and I would say claircognizance. So ideas, information would just enter my mind, and I wasn't quite sure, you know, that's a great idea that just came to me.
Right.
So they're working with you all the time. They're communicating with you all the time. And then later on, when I began communicating with my guardian angel, she said, yes, that was me. And I knew that was her. Yeah. Agnes.
Wow. Wow. So when you first sought out help with your health issues and you went to another person, what were the kinds of messages that you got then?
That the path ahead would be rocky for a time, but it would smooth out. Also, that my health issues would get better, and that I would come to a place where my health would come back. And that is exactly what has happened. So thank goodness. And I at this stage, you know, I eat a very high vibrational diet, lots of vegetables, and that just really helps keep my health level. Also, I make sure I get lots of rest when I need as well. And I also have learned that when you have ulcerative colitis for 8 years, you have to learn a different way of enduring the storms in life. So instead of being in the storm, I practiced meditation, grounding, being level in the eye of the storm. And that has really helped all aspects of my life. Yeah.
Wow, wow. So let's just talk about this for a minute. So is everyone born with angels?
Yes.
And so how would someone know which angels Okay, so we're talking two different things. So we have our personal angels, and then we have the archangels. So let's
Yeah.
first talk about our personal angels.
Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. They've been all around me today, chatting with me, conversing with me about how this interview would go. They connect with me similarly to when you pick up a phone and it connects, or you're listening to a radio station and that, connects to, a radio station tower.
Yes.
So it's the same similar way. It's a connecting of energy that is constantly conversing with me. For the most part, there are moments where there's nothing to be said, but I am connecting with their energy. Each person, to my knowledge, has two guardian angels. One comes through as masculine, one comes through as feminine. Although sometimes when I'm conversing with individuals, guardian angels, they prefer to come through as androgynous.
Yes.
Male, female way of being in or concept is here on earth, but in spirit, some of them prefer to be just androgynous. So the male that usually comes through is your get-going angel. He's here to help you fulfill your life's purpose. Yeah. So your soul set forth certain things to accomplish before it came into this body, into this life experience. And that angel is going to help you fulfill those things. Then you have your female guardian angel, which is the one that opened up in front of me and then crossed through my body to soothe me and to let me know I wasn't alone, and to show me that, she was pure love and light. It was just incredible. I often, in terms of saying what happened with her passing through my body, the amount of love that she had for me would be, it would be like a mother's love for a child times 100. Yes. It was more than I can actually produce into words. So she is my nurturing guardian angel, the one who's here to ensure that, I'm taken care of. She's here with me more closely, I would say, more often. And so each person has two guardian angels, and then you have a team of angels. And depending on what you are asking help for in your life, or what you're needing help with in your life, you will get an angel who will begin working in your life with you, helping with that specific thing. I find that over time, people seem to accumulate more and more angels. So that can average anywhere from 3 angels with 2 guardian angels and 1 other, all the way up to 12, 14, 15. I mean, I had a reading once where I was speaking with a gentleman and I said, wow, there's like 200 angels and a bright light at the end. And he laughed and he said, well, that makes sense because I asked the angels with help with everything every day. So the more you ask for help, and that is the key in this free will zone where we are here on earth, the more help you're going to receive, and you're going to have a lot of assistance.
Yes. So do you use the term angels interchangeably with spirit guides?
No. Angels for me are angels, and then spirit guides for me. So far, I've seen a couple situations where it's different. Okay. So a spirit guide for me is your soul group. Okay. In spirit, heaven, home. You have a soul group, and in that soul group are your soul mates. So some of those will come forth and incarnate into your experience and be a romantic partnership, or they can be a friendship, or even a relative. And then the ones that hang back in the soul group are working as your spirit guides, in my experience. However, I have seen instances where one will have a soul mate from your soul group as your spirit guide, and then always 2 working with you. And then I've seen an archangel working as the other one, or I'll see Jesus working as the other one, but that's I don't see that too often.
Okay, okay. So let's talk a little bit about the archangels. So does everyone get an archangel who helps or assists them in their lives?
Let's ask Archangel Michael. So I'm asking him. He's so comical, you know. He's wonderful to work with. And he goes, well, I don't know. He knows everything.
Yes.
He's laughing. When you want an archangel to work with you, simply ask and they hear it and it's done. They're aware of your thoughts, what you're thinking, and the words you're speaking, and the words you write down. And that's a bit of a tough pill to swallow at first.
Yes.
Well, they know everything I'm thinking, but in truth, everything is energy. So they can easily tell our thought forms are sent out, and they know what we're thinking. And they come from a very loving, high vibrational plane of existence where they are not, you know, judging. So often I find Archangel Michael will work with those who are stepping forward using forms of communication. So their purpose is in communicating. You will have Archangel Raphael who will come forward and help someone who is, you know, doing Reiki or some form of healing.
Yes.
So that's an example there.
Okay. So could you talk a little bit about the rays, the 7 rays, and how that corresponds to the archangels?
So the 7 rays, you're going to have to explain that to me because I'm not quite sure if I'm getting what you're speaking of. So go ahead.
Okay. So I've heard before that each archangel is associated with a color and a specific ray of God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Let's see what Archangel Michael has to say. So he's saying yes, and he's saying, you know, his primary color is, he likes purple, but also people will see more of even a transition into blue with him, like a cobalt blue, he's saying. Archangel Michael's is more of a green.
You mean Archangel Raphael?
Oh, sorry, Raphael. Did I say, sorry, I'm tuning in with him and you at the same time. So Archangel, yes, the healing angel, Raphael, is more of a green. When I see Jesus, for example, I'll see lots of gold. Sometimes that's outside of myself. I'll just see like a shimmer of hazy gold, but primarily inside. So yes, so I'm just asking Archangel Michael about the colors. He's just explained to me that it's easier to identify who they are,
okay,
as well as that is the color in which they radiate or give off.
okay.
And so if you see like an orb, a certain color, or you see a shimmer, a certain color, then you're going to be, oh, okay, well, that's what that is. Guardian angels tend to, from my experience and from what I've heard from others, you'll see, you may see their shimmer trail, but that is shimmer bright white. And I've seen that many times right out.
Wow, okay.
So that's really cool.
So we know, or most people are familiar with some of the archangels like Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. What about some of the other archangels, like maybe Archangel Haniel or Shamuel or Ariel? How would one know who to work with or who to call? And I mean, there's so many archangels. I hear of a new one almost.
I know. Ariel came through and started chatting with me a couple of weeks ago during a live chat video with Gabriel. And I didn't even know if that was, I said, it starts with an A, and I said, it's Ariel. And then she went, like that. And I went, okay, it's Ariel. And then I looked it up afterwards and I was like, oh, okay. How does one know who to work with? It's a vibrational match. It's a vibrational alignment. It is also tied in with your life's purpose.
Right.
And this is what I'm getting from Michael. It is, you'll notice one will kind of enter your mind, your thoughts. It'll just kind of, yeah, Michael, it'll just feel good, or Gabriel, or, Raphael. And so whichever one that feels good, then go in that direction. That's them guiding you. Also, you are looking to work with one of them, but also some of them are zeroing in on you and would like to work with you in
Yeah,
your
actually,
life's purpose.
yes, I actually had a really wild experience. I was just in meditation one day and I just heard the name Ariel, and I had never heard of. I was thinking Little Mermaid, like what is that? And I actually just looked it up, and it's like she's over nature and abundance, and I was like really big nature and Gaia person, and I was like, wow. So I started working with her after that. So it's interesting how it could just come to you in that way.
I'm just picking up from Archangel Michael that, they can make things happen in your life that you can't imagine. So when you're working with them, we might see it as like, wow, that was a magical experience, or I can't believe that happened. Like, that was so incredible. But what angels are omnipresent beings of light and love. God created them to be here with us, and they're always with us. They never leave our side. And it's the same with the archangels, except that they're working in conjunction with the angels. And like with Archangel Michael, he's telling me here that he oversees the entire planet. Everyone, all the angels, everything. Omnipresent means that they can be with me, with you, with multiple others, all at the same time. So there's no time or space constraints, is what he's telling me.
Wow. So what would you say to someone who doesn't quite feel their presence or see colors or get names? What would you say to them?
To be patient, to just trust and have faith that they are there. And if you would like help in hearing them or seeing them or getting signs from them, which is the primary way at first, you can ask them for signs. They'll give it always in threes. So a lot of the ways that the angels get my attention for me is different than somebody else. For me, it is, I'll get 44 or 444 in number sequence, and I'll see it at least 3 times a day. If I'm getting a number sequence of 333, that's Jesus, just let me know he's here. I'll get that at least 3 times a day. Also, they used to give me coins. I remember walking into an elevator after giving an angel card reading to a girlfriend of mine that was really emotional, and it was just incredible, the information that came through. I walk into my elevator to go up to my apartment. I look down and there's a penny placed on the ground in each corner of the elevator. Now, whether, maybe a little kid did that, I don't know. But to me, that really signaled. And at the time, I could just feel kind of a joyous kind of feeling. I knew that they had lined that up. Another way that they do it is they'll put a rainbow in the sky. I know when I see a rainbow, that's their way of letting me know that everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to work out okay. And if I'm traveling somewhere and I see planes in the sky, they highlight that for me and let me know that trip that you're going to be going on is going to be a really good one.
Wow. So it's interesting because I had a session with you probably last year sometime, and you told me, oh, just ask for signs and you'll start getting them. Well, I started getting coins, and they're always like really old and almost like corroded looking. And I know, and it'll be like the type of thing that will happen. It's usually outside somewhere, just in the street, or just, it will be in my path though. It was just almost like I'll go around the car this way and then this way, and there's the coin. So it's like, it's just.
And another thing that I hear often from people is they get drawn to feathers. They'll even get like a pulling, or they feel like their eyes get taken in a direction, and then there's these, they'll find these amazing feathers. I remember giving a reading and the angels came through and said, cork board up on the wall, pin the feathers that you find from us up on the cork board, and that will be your angels cork board.
Wow.
Placement. And the 21-year-old I was having a reading with, she was just blown away that here in her kitchen, she had a cork board up on the wall, and that is where she was pinning the feathers. So the angels, they can see that, and they come through me to relay that, and that built more belief within her. So in the beginning, she was very withdrawn and didn't believe, but the angels will find a way to get your attention.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the Ascended Masters.
Let's.
Yeah.
Well, interesting for me because I wasn't raised religious, and I was not interested. Mother Mary, okay, that's interesting. As years would go by, and friends of mine would be interested in Mother Mary and such, and I thought, oh, that's nice. And then I remember having a few dinners with my friends around the table, and I knew Jesus was there. And I was like, uh-oh. I literally thought that. I was like, oh my God, why is he here? Oh, and he's here with Mother Mary. And they just hung out there for a time, and then they left. And then it was probably a couple of weeks later, and there he was again. And I thought, he's coming for a reason. He's here for a reason. And I'm like, and I'm not sure I want to talk to him because I wasn't interested. So after dinner, his energy was right there. And he's laughing. He's like, I wasn't that close to your face, okay? I wasn't in your face. And I said, I'm not religious. And he goes, yes, I know. I said, so that I really, honestly, I don't want to talk to you. I said that to Jesus. Can you believe it? And he said, I know, Kristen. He says, I know you're not religious, and I would prefer that you see me as a big brother in spirit that, just has more experience, and I'm just here to help you. And I'd like to work with you. And I was like, no. And then, he said, he doesn't want me to see him in the religious dogma sort of way. He would prefer I see him as a high vibrational being of light and love, which is what we all are. It's just that he's here to help us.
Right.
And it took me another month. And then I thought, okay, well, let's see what Jesus can do. So I said, well, let's do it. I said, help me with this, and this. And so far, it's been absolutely incredible. So I am an absolute 110%. If you're having, if you need help in your life in any way, speak with the angels. But if you can just put aside any thoughts that you have or past experiences that aren't pleasant in any way, please speak with Jesus or Mother Mary and ask for help as well.
Okay. So why is it that the communication with the archangels and ascended masters and angels has been easier in these last few years? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so 15 years ago when I started this, everything was like snail pace, slow. The energy was more dense, and then we've just seen it picking up as of what I would say about around 2012 onward. And I remember hearing from the angels during New Year's on 2012. I said, is the next year, can it be easier? And they said, well, and I'm like, oh, it was flat. But they said, in the future, in the near future, things are going to get lighter and easier for the entire globe. And then I was like, yes. So what I've come to realize since this past summer, the energy is picking up, is getting lighter, and the return of Christ consciousness has begun as of last summer. this is what he told me. Also, there were things that I was noticing that were different. So when you get up and you feel lighter, you feel, and you notice the light outside much more, is more colorful, maybe foods taste more better, everything's very highlighted. Yeah, you're just more joyous in your heart. That is the return of Christ consciousness, which is going to be fully here as of 2021, so 3 more years,
Yes.
fully enveloping the globe. His words are, in order to help support the light workers, in order to anchor the light and bring in just more light and love. And anything else you want to say on that? Just seeing if you want. He's like, no, you go right ahead. I'm like, okay. He's here to help everyone. But the light workers are going to be like the way showers and showing everyone where the light switch is to turn it on in a dark room. There are those who are fully awake, present, aware of what is going on. And then there are those who are unaware. And yeah, Jesus is saying he's here to help as many as he possibly can.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
And, we're anchoring this new high vibrational energy of this light upon the globe, which is helping to raise the vibrational frequency here. And also you may feel like you may have ascension symptoms as you are ascending to higher vibrational frequencies, higher. When I was born on the earth, it was 3D.
Yes.
Then as this energy is anchoring globally. And what is that energy? If we were to put a limited verbal term on that, I guess we would say God or source or prime creator. You want to just sway those labels, and you wanted to say light and love. That's what that is. And this is anchoring within our light bodies, within our bodies, helping us to raise our own vibrational frequencies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit about how it's important for us to take ownership of our own kind of ascension process and how that then affects everyone else.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's a two-way street, and God has said this to me many times. So, source, light and love, if you want to just say love, has come forth and said, it's a two-way street. So source is going to help. I say source, that's the word I use. Source is going to help us raise our vibrational frequencies, and we'll be pulling this energy in. You may have ascension symptoms such as nausea. You might get joint aches and pains out of the blue that leave. You may get itchy skin in odd areas, and then that dissipates. You get hot, you get cold, you have issues sleeping. You just get maybe aches up in your head, aching and pain there. It's going to come in waves, and then it's going to dissipate. It's going to come again and then dissipate, and that will be continuing on. So back. So basically, how it's a two-way street is that Source can help us in this direction, but we too need to move in this direction as well. Because I know that this direction, this path is what is a path of just bliss, joy, happiness. Ascending is not an easy journey always. However, you can make it easier on yourself by way of grounding yourself. So if you could just ask Mother Earth to ground you, rose quartz the size of your hand in your lap to help anchor and open your root chakra to the earth. You can picture your red root chakra anchoring into the earth. You can go and have a bath with sea salt, Epsom salts, going out into nature, going for walks in nature, hugging a tree. I know it sounds silly, but I'll tell you that will work. Just stepping out onto the earth and just feeling the earth, and also being near a body of water and just sitting there. That will help ground you. If you could do that 30 minutes a day, that would really help your ascension symptoms tremendously. And also, you want to ground yourself because, you know, you don't want the ascension symptoms to go on too long. So
Right.
if they're kind of dragging on a bit, then you want to ground yourself. Also, eating high vibrational foods such as vegetables, spring water.
Yes.
You can find a company in your local area in the phone book who will deliver spring water to your door, or you can find spring water at the grocery store. No longer are we drinking tap water. And also rooted vegetables, parsnips, potatoes, anything that's grown in the earth like that will help to anchor and ground you. But if you find these ascension symptoms too much, you really have to focus on more grounding. That is an indicator to me that you really need, if you need to go and get a blanket and lay out on the ground, and I know it's January, but if you live in a sunnier climate, just lay on the earth for a time, or lay on the ground floor of your home and have a chat with the earth. She has her own consciousness, and she will hear you, and you will be surprised at the energy that comes up from the earth, and you will feel it in your body.
Yes.
Let's see, it's a two-way street. So no more toxins in your body, no more drugs of any kind, because they're low vibrational. I know that has been something that I've heard quite often. So if you are intaking processed low vibrational foods with no nutritional content in them, and drugs of any kind, just know that is low vibrational. What I'm hearing right now is this: drugs of choice, whatever everyone is choosing, is used as a coping mechanism in order to escape. And it's also used as a way of detaching from your reality. And in the future, as we move down this path, those drugs won't be needed anymore, because you won't feel like you want to escape, and you won't feel like you want to detach. And I'm basically hearing God asking you, please, to treat your body like a temple. Love your body, and loving your body is loving your soul, is loving yourself. And the greatest gift you can give yourself in this life is self-love. And that is what God would like for each of us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. So we have a few other attendees. I just wanted to ask if they have any questions. They are able to have questions answered. So if you have questions, please post them in the Q&A section, and we will get those answered. Could you talk a little bit, Kristen, about the clairs?
Yep. So there's lots of ways that they're communicating with us. They're giving us signs like feathers and dimes or coins or rainbows, or you may even feel like a cool breeze blowing on your face, or just even my guardian angel, she'll just stroke my face if I'm having a stressful thought. Sometimes I might feel something in my hair. And once Eric from Channeling Eric on YouTube, I love that channel, man. If you guys haven't watched that, he was just blowing right in my face, and I'm like, oh, Eric, and then he's laughing, and then he waits a couple minutes and he blows right in my face. I go, would you stop that? You know,
Wow.
He'll just come by, let you know that he's there. And Eric's very good at making himself known. So if you if you want to go over to that YouTube channel, I'm doing a definite plug on that one. Okay, so let's see here. The four clairs are clairsentience, feeling, intuition. You get a tightness in your chest and your tummy area. Those are your two chakras, your solar and your heart chakra. That is your angel guiding you, like, don't go in there, or, you know, no, don't go with that person. They're talking to you all the time, and you're feeling that in your body. You can even practice by asking your angel a question, and they'll give you a yes or no in your body. Yes is open and it feels light, and no is closed back, pulled back tight, uncomfortable. And the third is a kind of a teeter-totter type, open, shut, open, shut, which is, you can take that path if you'd like, but we would like you to wait as we guide you down another path. So those are some ways you can practice communicating with them, even if you don't hear them. That is my primary in the beginning. Then claircognizance is ideas, information just come into your mind, and that is them giving you some ideas, some information. And then of course you have clairaudience. So your ear chakras are located right here. Many people experience ringing in their ears right now, and that is them working on communicating with you. If you hear a ringing, or you may experience complete stillness right up against your ear, like you can't hear, there's no sound whatsoever, that is them letting you know that they're there. They are there with you, and they'd like to communicate with you. When the ringing stops and you have no more ringing whatsoever, then your ear chakras are open. And of course you have your crown chakra, you have your third eye, throat chakra. And these are ways in which they will place their energy in these areas for communication. And then lastly, you have clairvoyance, which, you know, you're either seeing outside of yourself, but I think primarily a lot of people are seeing inside. So when I'm listening to what they're saying, I'm hearing the words being formed. Each of them have a different tone or pitch of voice now. However, in the very beginning, when you do begin communicating with them, you will have sentences formed in your mind, but it may sound like your own internal voice. And it will always be loving. It will always be them talking to you. And it will always be a loving, positive vibration and communication. And so when I'm listening to them, I'm also reading the words that match up with what I'm hearing in my mind. It's kind of my double way. If I get a word or information incorrect, they pull back tight on me to let me know, and they bring my attention back to the part of the sentence that or the word that they would like to change, and then I repeat again. I always get this to let me know, as a hand signal, to let me know that I've heard them correctly, or they will say, "Thank you, Kristen."
Yes. So something that like really surprised me, I started hearing like the voice in my head, but it was in my own voice. So I thought,
it surprised me too. It totally
so,
surprised me.
Yeah, I think people are expecting kind of like this grand, like, "Oh, Robin," you know, like, and it doesn't happen that way.
They don't want to scare us. They
Right.
don't want to, you know, overwhelm us. You know, so if they come in with a soft, gentle voice, that's your own internal voice, just allow that to come in. The key to hearing also is having a quiet mind. If your mind is busy, how can anyone communicate with you? The best times are as you're coming out of meditation, or when you first awakened in the morning. Just have a pen and piece of paper, ask the angels to come close and to relay a message for you for the day. And then you may see and hear words being formed in your mind. I remember back before I was listening to them, I lost a set of keys as I was getting into my aunt's truck, and nobody else was around, and I had my bags, my groceries, and I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't find the keys. But right in my head, I heard, "The keys are in the bag."
Wow.
Like that. And I went, oh, okay. I looked in the grocery bag. They had fallen in the grocery bag. So they'll help you in ways like this.
Wow. Also, I know you mentioned Yeshua or Jesus as one of the ascended masters that you speak with directly. Are there other ascended masters that you speak with? And can we access the ascended masters in the same way by just kind of calling upon them?
Absolutely. Whomever you'd like to speak with, you can go ahead and speak with them and just let them know that they will pick up on that right away. I primarily speak with Jesus. However, I have spoken with Kuan Yin. Beautiful energy. Wow. Mother Mary, wonderful. I learn from them every day, all day. I feel blessed and honored to be able to channel their words, however they thank me quite often. But I mean, I look at I jokingly say this to Jesus all the time. We're like little kids learning how to ride our little tricycle here, but we're very courageous, I feel, in order to be here on earth as well. And anybody who comes here is going to learn and grow tremendously because of the contrast here.
Right.
Beings of light and love, I work in service for them. I work in service for God, light and love. And I'm just seeing if Jesus wants to say anything about that. He says, no, this is your interview. He's not gonna, he says, no. He's saying, Kristen, I love you too. I love you too. And I appreciate and honor the work that you are doing. And Robin, I honor and I encourage you to keep going on this path. And I greatly appreciate this work that you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I do have, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, he's saying that we are really bright beings of light and love that are anchoring a lot of love on the planet, and that it's impacting the globe. Sorry,
Wow.
go ahead.
Wow. Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. So what happens when there are fractals, like when people have fractals of the archangels or ascended masters? What exactly does that mean?
A fractal to me, interesting. Jesus is giving me information. Okay, so some souls come here and this is what I'm taking from it, and this is what I'm hearing. Some souls, okay, so if you were to have the entirety of your soul anchored into your body would not be able to sustain that.
Right.
So what I've heard from the angels and the ascended masters is that you have anywhere from approximately 8 to 12% of your soul in the body in this experience, and all of your experiences are happening at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, your soul is eternal, and this is your life is like this. And so Jesus is saying, make sure to enjoy every moment of this. When you go out and you smell nature and the flowers and you taste the food and you have those intimate moments with your loved ones, he said, yes, loving coitus, and also even cuddling and enjoying those primal experiences in this human experience. Enjoy those while they last. This is a blessing to be here. Yeah. This is a journey in which is not always easy, but your soul knew this well before coming forth into this experience. Okay, right. He's helping me with this one. Okay, so a fractal for me, from what he's explaining, he says there's another terminology for it as well, but I'm going to go down this path. I've only met one person that has his soul, and then he has approximately 4% of Jesus' energy anchored within him, because his life purpose is so great. It is so monumental. Not to put pressure on that, but So he has 12% of his own energy, his own soul was anchored within, and then he has about 4% of Jesus' energy. And Jesus does consider this person his son. However, he knows these lifetimes are but seeming experiences. They will end, right? And then we will go home. But with this person having 16% of energy through him, he has a lot. For me, you know, that is an anchoring of or a combining of energy within his body in order to help him along his journey. I don't know if that is answering the fractal, but that's what I'm taking from it. You know, he's saying that there's another definition, but we'll go with this one.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, awesome. I think it would be great if we got a message from Jesus about this upcoming lunar eclipse and moon, because I think the energy has been like really intense. So I think if we could end with that, I think it'd be great for our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. He's saying that when there's a full moon, it intensifies that which is already there on the surface. So if you're having emotions come up, these emotions are coming up at this time in order for you to heal them and to face them. And the anchoring of the light within your body is going to bring these, any low vibrational energy within you up to the surface in order for you to heal them, heal this energy. And with the full moon, that is going to heighten that. The veil is thinning, and the time will come when many will be, when many will be able to hear, see, know, and feel, fully communicate with those of us here on the other side of the veil. He wants me to wink.
Yes.
And so this time is near. This time is near, dear ones. Know that I am always here. Know that I am always present and ready to help and guide and assist you should you wish or choose. Robin, it has been an honor and a blessing to be able to communicate through Kristen during this live broadcast, and I greatly honor and appreciate your light, your work for the service of light and love.
Thank you.
For the service of light and love or God. Amen.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm honored. Wow. Well, this has been great, Kristen. This was our first interview, so I'm looking forward to doing
me too. There's
Yeah.
just so many topics that we can cover, and you know, I'll do my best to tune in, and I'm sure I'm hearing there's a lot of information that we can cover. Yeah.
Awesome. So I want everybody to know that we'll be doing this on Mondays, somewhere around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can look at Kristen's or follow Kristen in her YouTube, Facebook group, YouTube and on Facebook.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'll be placing the YouTube link in the group as well. And if you just look for Kristen Davies on YouTube, also Intuitive. I like to say that this is a very high vibrational group in which we are there to help support one another and just be a bright light upon the earth.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. It's been an awesome Facebook group to be a part of, and you know, I'm really grateful to you for all of my readings and information and for being able to interview you. This has been awesome.
Yeah, this is so exciting.
Yes. So
awesome.
You can find me on Facebook at Divine Sunrays and also on YouTube at Divine Sunrays. And I look forward to the next interview. And
Me too. It's been wonderful.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.